Hello, my name is Michelle Pine. Welcome to my presentation for ede4103, Multi-Level Early Childhood Pedagogy and Curriculum. This presentation is titled, A Child is a Pot of Dolphins. This presentation will capture my philosophy of teaching and learning. I've created the metaphor, a child is a dolphin, and through this presentation, this metaphor will be examined to show how it encapsulates my beliefs about how children engage in the learning process within the school context. I have created 5 principles of teaching and learning to frame my explanation of my metaphor and how it reflects my personal philosophy. These 5 principles will be examined in depth and linked to relevant theories of learning. To help me create my metaphor and 5 principles, I have created a mind map that reveals who I am as a teacher with the focus on my image of the child. The mind map explores my values and beliefs, theories of learning that inform my practice, past experiences that have shaped my identity as a teacher, and finally, understanding of learners, relationships and interactions, and the role of the environment. I have included survey results from a survey titled Philosophy of Education Inventory. This survey identifies my philosophy of education. Please enjoy the presentation. To help me complete my metaphor, I completed this survey. The results concluded that I am humanistic. Looking at these results and comparing them to my principles, that this follows how I would like to be as a teacher, where I allow children to collaborate and participate in the direction of their learning. Here is my mind map. The purpose of the mind map was to reveal who I am as a teacher with the focus of my image of the child. As stated earlier, the mind map explores my values and beliefs, theories of learning that inform my practice, past experiences that have shaped my identity as a teacher, and finally, understanding of learners, relationships and interactions and the role of the environment. I strongly believe in the importance of play-based learning. I believe that a child's background and what they bring in their virtual school bag is important and should be expanded upon. I believe children are intelligent and capable learners and learn in a collaborative and social environment. A child is a pot of dolphins. When I think of dolphins, I see an animal who is playful, intelligent, social, curious and capable. These qualities are also found in children. Children learn best when they are social and in a play-based learning environment. They learn from their pod. It is important that educators recognise that children are social, intelligent, curious and capable. Here are my 5 principles of teaching and learning. Number 1, children learn through play-based learning. Number 2, children are motivated to learn when educators recognise that a child's prior knowledge is beneficial. Children learn in a social and collaborative environment. Children learn when exposed to engaging and stimulating learning environments. Children learn when feedback is given in a timely manner. Principle 1. Children learn through play-based learning. The intent of Principle 1. Play is child-directed. Through play, a child demonstrates their learning and it gives the chance to understand and process the world they live in, and it provides a foundation for learning. The following areas are developed in a child through play: emotional, social, intellectual, linguistic and physical. Through play, children gain the opportunity to participate in activities that interest them, which allows them to be willing participants in their learning. Here we can hear their ideas and knowledge of past experiences. It is widely recognised that dolphins like to play. They play with other dolphins in their pod and play by themselves. Through these observations of dolphins, it has been discovered that they are playful, intelligent, curious, capable and social. It has been widely recognised and proven by educators and educational theorists that children learn best through play-based learning. Here are 3 theorists who recognise the importance of play. Vygotsky. He believes children learn and make meaning through interactions with others in a social environment. Montessori. Play is the work of the child. That is what they do. Play is child-led, spontaneous, and social. Mead. He believes children play to learn to distinguish their own perceptions from other children in these social environments. So therefore, they're learning from others. Principle 1. Children learn through play-based learning. Here is Principle 1 in practice. Play-based learning is child-centered learning. They have the opportunity to be social. They co-construct knowledge and ideas with their peers and teachers. They have the opportunity to solve problems, and hopefully these problems will be in real-life context. And they determined what and how they learn where appropriate. Principle 2. Children are motivated to learn when educators recognise each child's diversity and prior knowledge. The intent of Principle 2. Children are not empty vessels when they come to school. Each child brings with them a virtual school bag of prior knowledge. Educators are listening to a child's opinion and thoughts. Thompson's virtual school bag has always sat at the back of my mind since my first year of my teaching degree. I like to acknowledge that children do bring a virtual school bag of knowledge with them when they enter the classroom. It is important to expand on this knowledge. Principle 2. Children are motivated to learn when educators recognise each child's diversity and prior knowledge. How does this principle link to my metaphor, a child is a dolphin? There are many wild dolphins that visit man-made facilities around Australia. For example, Tangalooma Resort, which is located on Moreton Island, just off the coast of Brisbane, Queensland. Trust and respect has been formed between humans and dolphins. Humans respect the dolphins' diversity and have gained their trust. Humans respect their nature and follow careful instructions when they interact with them. Here are the theories of learning that relate to principle number 2. Vygotsky. Children acquire knowledge and information around them which occurs through interaction and observation of others who are in their immediate circle and within events occurring around them. Brunner. Children build on prior knowledge and should not be taught by rote learning. Students make meaning when prior knowledge and a new experience are used together. Principle 2 in practice. A teacher needs to activate a child's prior knowledge. A way to do this is to use a concept map or mind map to assess a student's prior knowledge. Teachers need to build on this prior knowledge and use real-world and familiar objects to learn about a child's prior knowledge. Principle 3. Children learn in a social and collaborative environment. The intent of this principle is to create a social and collaborative learning environment which allows students to make meaning through participation and interaction. Social interaction assists children in their cognitive development. Educators who provide opportunity in their practice to permit children to participate in the collaboration and co-construction of their learning advocate the child to build knowledge about their world. Children learn in a social and collaborative environment. How this principle links to a child is a pod of dolphins. Like humans, a dolphin is a social creature who learns in a collaborative environment. Dolphins live in pods. In these pods, the dolphins help each other to hunt and defend against predators. A dolphin calf learns how to survive in the wild from others in their pod. Here, children learn how to be social, solve problems, and make meaning from the world in the classroom. Vygotsky developed the socio-cultural theory whereby children learn and make meaning through participation and interaction with others in their social and cultural environment. The theory concentrates on the role of social interaction in the development of cognition, which is imperative. The socio-cultural theory acknowledges that educators and peers have a central role in progressing the child. It can be seen that learning and understanding is a social process rather than an individual one. Here are some ideas how to create a social and collaborative environment in the classroom. Children to use problem-based learning. Children to work in small groups or whole class groups. They have the freedom to choose what topics interest them. Implement web quests into the classroom. This may increase motivation as children are working with technology. They're fun and children need to be cooperative with their team. Teachers to consult with students on what direction the learning can take. Principle 4. Children learn and feel secure when exposed to engaging and stimulating learning environments. The intent of Principle 4 is to ensure that the learning space and layout is thoughtful. Children feel safe and secure when entering their classroom, creating a visually engaging environment. Using children's interest for designing lesson plans ensures learning is meaningful and relevant. Use a combination of teacher-led and child-led experiences. Be a teacher who thinks outside the box in order to make learning fun and engaging and that the students become active learners. Principle 4 and how it relates to my metaphor, a child is a pod of dolphins. Dolphins thrive on stimulations and enrichment. Therefore, when they are in captivity, they need objects that will stimulate and engage their time. These objects need to be motivating and be able to be manipulated. These objects include seaweed, balls, and they like to play chase with other dolphins. Like children, dolphins have proven their need to be stimulated in their learning environment. Principle 4, Theories of Learning. Reggio Emilia. Educators who subscribe to this approach see the environment as the third teacher. The educator needs to provide an environment that allows children to be curious, creative, and develop respectful and strong relationship with teachers and their peers. Natural resources are favourable as they allow the child to be less overwhelmed by the bright colours and busyness that some displays can cause. The teacher needs to provide provocations that children can explore, have resources that provide a purpose and that the children can use. Principle 4 in practice. Collaboration between students and teachers to find out students' interests and how to use these interests in the classroom. Allow children to ask questions, investigate, experiment, and be creative. In formal school years, unfortunately, all learning cannot be based on a child's specific interest, as there is a curriculum that needs to be followed. During these times, make it fun, think outside the box in order to deepen a child's knowledge and skills. Principle 5. Children learn when positive reinforcement and feedback is given in a timely manner. The intent of this principle is for children to gain confidence when given meaningful feedback, not just empty praise. Feedback encourages participation. Feedback is used to improve students' work. Principle 5 and how it relates to my metaphor, a child is a pod of dolphins. When we think of dolphins, sometimes SeaWorld might come to your mind. At SeaWorld, there are many amazing dolphin interactions. You can watch a performance and even swim with dolphins. When a dolphin is trained by humans, they are often provided positive reinforcement of food when they achieve the desired outcome a trainer asks of them. Positive reinforcement can work on both children and dolphins. Here are the theories of learning relating to principle number 5. Positive reinforcement. Skinner developed what is known as operant conditioning. Positive reinforcement is given for good behaviours. Examples of good behaviour is listening to teachers and peers, working hard in class, achieving well on assessments. Most students want to do well to gain rewards on offer, so therefore they do the correct behaviour to get the reward from the teacher. Social cognitivism. Some students are motivated to learn to do well because they do not want to fail. They have a sense of self. Feedback. John Hattie believes that giving and receiving effective feedback is central in order to be an effective teacher and allow students to be successful. Here is Principle 5 in practice in my classroom. Feedback can be written, oral, or visual. Feedback is guidance in order to help a student improve their learning. Feedback needs to be effective. You just can't say, "Good on you, Johnny, well done." You need to give them exactly what they've done right, where they can improve, and where they can go from here. Stickers are good for positive reinforcement. It allows small children to see their good behaviour and their hard work. It has been shown that a child is a pot of dolphins. They need to be social, collaborative, and given feedback and positive reinforcement in order to perform well. Both children and dolphins want to be wild, free, and be heard. They want to have fun, which is the most important thing in their learning.